But the world changes next year when Trump comes into office. Because once Trump's in office and he does everything he says he's going to do, and we watch their economy rocket, and we see standard living's increasing, and we see taxes being reduced. Elon Musk now is talking, not in the first term, but in the next term, they're looking at ending income tax in America.
COP29.
Yep.
And just the ramifications of this for the UK, because I don't know if most people know, but most of the major emitters did not attend this year's COP29. So China, India didn't attend, Argentina didn't attend. It's highly likely America's going to pull out as well.
100% they're going to pull out.
But despite this, Starmer said he was looking to cut from current emissions. He's looking to cut them by 81% by 2035.
Yeah, pie in the sky. Pie in the sky. I'm not too worried about this anymore now, because it's going to get slightly worse, and then things are going to get a lot worse, and it'll all end. So if we start getting power outages, blackouts, which I remember from the 70s, that will bring him down. The farmers strike, closing London, not producing food on purpose, so the shelves go empty, that'll bring him down. And then the big one now will be businesses going out of business. Volkswagen in Germany are closing a factory. That's nearly 200,000 people out of work, I believe.
200,000?
Yeah.
In one factory? That's a big factory.
Yeah, maybe I've got that number.
Unless it's a group of factories across the country.
Forget that number. They've told staff now, because the Volkswagen staff now are going on strike. Sorry, it was 200,000 people who were going on strike. And that's because they're telling their staff now there's going to be job losses and wage cuts because of the green agenda.
It's because of the EV vehicles.
Petrol
vehicles. I mean, the countries that have pulled out, which are quite big countries, they won't be contributing either to what COP29 promised the poorer countries. And do you know how much that is per year?
200 billion.
300 billion.
300 billion.
So, on the basis we're one of the bigger GDP countries that attended we'll be shouldering that burden as well, won't we? Because America's not going to be doing it. Argentina's not. China and India aren't going to be doing it. So, Starmer and
we won't be doing it either, to be honest.
But Starmer and what's his face, Miliband, presented themselves as some sort of evangelical leaders of this new religion at this. So he's committed to this 81% thing. He's committed to paying that money over as well. It's just a scandal. But I think what was more interesting, which was kind of hidden in the small print last week, have you heard of FIRE? F-I-R-E.
No.
I don't know what it stands for.
No.
But it's basically a insane organisation advising the government on what they need to do to reduce the emissions by 2050 to zero. So the overriding plan here is zero emissions. Imagine that, no emissions in this country
impossible
by 2050. So this organisation has been given £5 million. You can imagine that'll fund a whole bunch of DEI, woke, climate change freaks in there. And this is what they are promising. Only 3 airports left operating by 2030. That's only 5 years ago.
Yeah.
No airports by 2050.
Right.
No petrol or diesel cars by 2030. Another 5 years.
Yeah.
By 2050, road use to 60% of what it is today. Are you imagining this? Food, heating and energy restricted to 60% of today's levels by 2050. Beef and lamb not on British menus by 2050. So no more beef and lamb because cows fart and lamb, they're called problems, basically. So that's what this government-funded organisation are proposing needs to be done. How does that sound to you?
Again, pie in the sky, not a chance in hell any of that's going to happen. Things will collapse before that, and the government will fall before any of that. We've always had people in society who would wear sandwich boards crying, "The end is nigh." And that's what this agenda is about. If we don't do this, the world is going to end. Every religion over thousands of years have had people like this. It's all been documented. But the world changes next year when Trump comes into office. Because once Trump's in office and he does everything he says he's going to do, and we watch their economy rocket, and we see standard of living's increasing, and we see taxes being reduced. Elon Musk now is talking, not in the first term, but in the next term, they're looking at ending income tax in America.
Bloody hell.
That no one will pay income tax.
Bloody hell.
I mean, that's, talk about new ideas.
Yeah.
So once we see America pulling out of the COP and the Paris Climate Agreement and drilling and bringing back fracking, and things will change here, because like we want some of that.